today what I have for you here is a character I drew called Brugman. If you was paying attention to the intro, you would have seen me mention that it's going to be digital and traditional drawing. So what's being done for you today will be the digital drawing time lapse, which you will see here, and at the end of the video I will show you the original mixed media drawing that I did in my sketchbook. Unfortunately, I don't have video of me drawing mixed media versions because that was done quite a few months ago, and that's before I really was taking the idea of even trying to do a YouTube channel for a promotional thing. I was just started getting back into my drawing. I hadn't done it in like 18 years. Yeah, I know, long time, right? We'll talk about that in another video, and I'll get into, kind of why I spent almost 2 decades not drawing at all. But to get back to the point at hand, I will be presenting to you the digital drawing of Brugman, and at the end of the video you will see an alternate color digital drawing. You'll see the original digital drawing, and then you'll see the original hand-drawn artwork. I do plan on doing some hand-drawn stuff for you guys. I haven't figured out what it's going to be, but I'm waiting to get some I need to get a memory card for this type of old Nikon I got. That's all I'm really waiting for, and then I promise I will do some stuff where you're actually seeing me physically draw the images I'm presenting to you. But that's all for now. We're about to get into this video, so I hope you like it and stick with me to the end of the video so I can talk about the winners of last week's giveaway contest. See you in a bit.
So, I know y'all must be wondering, if he said it was a digital drawing, why didn't we see him draw the line work? Well, that's because the line work comes from the original sketch of Brugman that I drew in my sketchbook. You see, even back then I knew I was probably going to display it in a YouTube video. So what I would do is I would take pictures at certain stages. I took a picture of when I sketched it up in pencil. I took one when I sketched it up in the line work, and then I would take a picture right there. And then when it came time to draw it in the iPad in Procreate, I just threw it in my scanner, brought it up on the iPad, color corrected it, and threw it into Procreate, and then I fixed up my line work in Procreate. So that's why the line work is already done in Procreate. Just to let y'all know, I know you noticed it, but I like to block out the flat colors first before I go in and render it. That's why you see me go and block out the blue color in the pants, but then I go to the shoelaces. So if you pay attention for the next little while, I'll be doing the shoelaces, even though it looks like I'm doing nothing. So just pay attention. I freaking love this music right here. In case y'all didn't know, I have a very, very deep personal love and of music, and art and music, in my opinion, go hand in hand, and always have and always will, and nothing is a better expression of art and music and its intangible interconnected relationship than rap and hip hop music. If you think about it, wherever there's been rap, there has been hip hop music, and this beat is so mellow. I just love the beat, and these instrumental free songs, that's what this is. This is a free instrumental song I found on the internet, and there are some extremely talented people out there in this world. I absolutely love this, and I hope y'all are loving this, because the music is intentional, and I pick it out on purpose, whatever I think fits the picture that you're watching. Okay, fam, let's talk a minute about why I drew Brother Man and how I came up with the idea. So I had toyed around with the idea of drawing again for months before I actually even picked up and went to the nearest Joann Fabrics and got me a mixed media pad. You see, I like to mix markers and color pencils, paint markers, pens, charcoal, pastels. I do all that type stuff, you know, because I like creating different textures and effects and stuff like that. You know, sometimes I just choose one medium to work in solely, but most of the time I like to work in mixed media. And so as a kid in high school, between the 10th and 11th grade, I got really into graffiti and hip hop art. You know, I was always more of a surrealist and a comic book type guy, but I really got real heavy into, you know, this graffiti hip hop art, which is around the time I really started getting into rap, because I used to be an old school R&B type guy. So when I came time to sit down and draw Brother Man, I had been thinking and thinking, and I used to remember some of the old, characters I used to draw as a kid, and I even went in the basement and pulled out some of my old pictures. Well, I seen one of my old pictures of some of the sketches I used to draw, and I said, you know what, that's going to be the first thing I'm going to draw, because I just bought that sketch pad that day. And so it took me 7 hours to do that, so I hope y'all really like it. Okay, so we talked about a lot today. Just to forewarn you, today's outro is going to be about a minute longer than normal. I apologize in advance, but there's a couple of things that we must talk about today. First off, let's talk about the contest winners for last week's contest. If you remember, all you had to do was like the video, subscribe to the channel, put a notification bell, and share the link and send me a screenshot. Hell, if you would have just liked the video, subscribed, and hit the notification bell, I would have chose a winner. But I couldn't choose a winner because you guys did not participate. So we are going to extend it again and to include more merch. Okay, so now the contest is extended for another week. We are putting the Black Zeus merch on the table, as well as the Brother Man merch on the table. $20 value, up to a $20 value. Any merch you want, you pick it. Same rules as last time. Like, subscribe, comment on the video, and I will choose a random 2 winners. Now, on to talking about the artwork. I mentioned in the video that around 10th and 11th grade, I really started getting into rap music. I didn't exactly express why. Well, why I got into rap music is because I had made me a friend that used to live in Detroit. You see, I was born in Detroit, but I moved down south to South Carolina when I was 2. Came back to Detroit when I was 14, 15. Between the ages of 15 and 16, I made me a friend who was in Detroit. I, at this time, was still living in the suburbs with my uncle. And right around this time is when we had moved to Joy Road in Greenfield. The people from Detroit would know where that is. And I was still going to Southfield schools, but I had made me a friend who was doing what I did. So, and he was just sweet. He was just awesome and phenomenal at drawing graffiti letters in the way he would shade them, and he used his fingers. And so that's when I got into mixing different media, because I got the idea of using charcoal with my graphite and that type of thing. So he liked the way that I rendered and the type of things that I drew. So what happened is I taught him how to render the way I do, and I had him teach me all about graffiti art and how to do not only graffiti art but also hip-hop art. And so that's where all of that kind of came from. So now you know. Hope you enjoy the video coming next week. It is Rick and Morty, so stay tuned for that.